This review is of a military special transport vehicle. It's the Oshkosh M1000 heavy equipment transporter and M1000 trailer. It's made by Sword Models in 1:50 scale and it's in camouflage livery. It comes in an Oshkosh branded box, and although it's a military machine, there are technical specifications printed on the side of the box, and inside there's a couple of polystyrene trays, and the model is packed securely inside and wrapped in polythene. So let's have a look at the heavy equipment transporter, and it's beautifully detailed. At the front you can see the Oshkosh name that's within the casting, very small. You can see the rivets along the side of the body, some tiny graphics. Really excellent detailing throughout this model, and it looks great in the camouflage colour scheme. Underneath the model, the detail's just as good. Almost everything you can see here is metal, there's hardly any plastic used, and when you're looking close you can see there's hoses to all of the axles, and the suspension and the transmission components are really very well made indeed. Looking behind the cab, and the details are again really excellent. You can see the walkway, the mesh grills, the coiled air lines, and the winches themselves are really intricately detailed. There are plenty of features on the heavy equipment transporter, so let's start by having a look at the steering. Both the rear axle and the front axle steer, they're notch steering rather than continuously variable, but they've got a very good range of movement, and when it's at its maximum you can push it along quite smoothly, it's not fouled at all. Also the suspension works quite well. You can see at the front end there's some movement, but on the back the springs are really good and the whole thing can move well, and each individual axle is nicely sprung and it functions very well indeed. Other features of the model include an opening engine hood which tilts forward nicely, and that reveals a detailed engine with cabling and other features, which is nice, and you can just smoothly shut it again. And the door mirrors, they fold in and you can fold those out again. The doors also open, but you can't tell that from the outside because the hinge detail is so good, and you need a little pointer which comes with the model that enables you to open the door, or maybe you've got sharp nails. And again, inside, excellent details, little warning notices on the inside of the door there, and you can shut the door easily. Very nice details. The fifth wheel has a little spring-loaded locking clip which can be used to grip the kingpin of the trailer. And at the back we can see the working winches. The little shackles are pinned into place, so you can take those pins out just to free up the shackle. Then they supply a key with the model, which just goes onto the end of the winch like that. And then you can pull out the rope just like that. Let's have a look now at the M1000 trailer, and it's every bit as good as the heavy equipment transporter in terms of detail. The suspension on the trailer is excellent, and you can see here there's a full range of movement, both end to end and side to side, and each little wheel set is independently sprung, and they work really nicely. And if we turn it over, you can see that it's got proportional steering. Now it's very stiff actually on the model. All the components are metal, and the mechanism is therefore a bit stiff, but you can move it and it produces some nice steering poses. On each corner of the trailer is a support leg, and they're all adjustable, and they work by withdrawing a little pin that's on nice little chains, and then you can pull the support leg down, and then if you've got fingers which aren't too fat, you can just about work out to get the pin into place, and the leg is securely fastened down. The gooseneck is adjustable, and there's a little bit of movement in the cylinders that hold the gooseneck, so you can just have a little bit of play there. and on the back of the gooseneck the steps up to the working platform open, and you can see some detail under the steps. Another nice little feature on the trailer is the opening storage compartments, and you've got one on each side. A little doorway that just opens and closes, and then if we switch to the other side of the model, there's a little pull down flap which has just got some detail just inside. Again, quite nice. And that brings us to the last feature on the trailer, which is the loading ramps. These are adjustable sideways, so you can narrow the width if you like. They just fold down, and because they're spring loaded, they just pop up quite nicely, just like that. So that completes our look at the Oshkosh heavy equipment transporter and trailer, and there's no doubt that sword models have produced really something outstanding here. The detail and functionality is great, and for anyone who really likes military equipment or even just heavy transport, this is really a very good model indeed. As always, you can read more about it on Cranes, etc.